Alright guys, I'm here with a bit of information for Dragon Ball Legends. So, yes, this is something that I've been saying should have happened for a very long while now, and it is finally happening. So, we do know the next Zenkai unit we'll be getting access to in the game, and it is none other than the yellow Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Yes, finally this unit is getting a Zenkai. Again, you guys can check multiple videos that I've done in the past. I've straight up said this unit really should get a Zenkai, especially with how old he is now. But it's finally happening. So let's break down what the tweet says. So it says, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks' Zenkai Awakening is coming. Special move, and ultimate get a boost. Unlock all uniques to reduce enemy ki, and seal a card slot if health is under 50% after being hit by enemy arts attack while on the field once. So I understand that end portion, because I mean, like, if there's anybody you pair him up with to, like, you know, regenerate his health, it would be kind of busted if you're able to, you know, be able to use that ability more than once just because you're able to, like, recover health or something of the sort. So under 50% and having it happening once, whatever, right? But the thing with this Gotenks, like, the reason why he was so prevalent, like, in his prime, is because he was the one unit that was consistently able to inflict feint. Like, that's what this Gotenks was known for. At least one thing, it was that he was able to inflict feint, and around that time there weren't, you know, many units that were able to mitigate that, right? Like, if it landed, it was gonna land, right? Now we have more units in the meta that are kind of immune to that, you know, type of thing, so it might be a bit more difficult for him to utilize that now. But even if you're not able to land the feint, there's actually one perk to this Gotenks in particular that, if I'm not mistaken, no other unit in the entire game has. And it's the fact that this Gotenks is the only unit that has a projectile-based ultimate attack. The only one, if I'm not mistaken. Everything else is literally a Russian, whether it has blast armor or not. But this Gotenks has a projectile-based ultimate attack. That means that if utilized properly, it could be one of the safest ultimate attacks you could use in the entire game. Because again, there are a multitude of ways. I mean, okay, correction. There are ways that you can stop rush-based attacks, much like there are ways that you can stop projectile-based attacks. But again, you're kind of safe-ish. Like, let me put a scenario. So let's say that, you know, Gotenks is last man standing against whatever unit, right? We'll even give Gotenks Element Factor advantage, right? So he's up against some purple unit, and, you know, you force the opponent to vanish, but your opponent hasn't used Rising Rush yet, right? But you still have access to your ultimate attack, right? You know, you pop your main ability, and then you force them to vanish, right? And in a state of panic, your opponent is going to rush you, but right before their rush activates, you throw out your ultimate attack, right? Now, if it was any other unit, and I quite literally mean any other unit in the game, if you were to throw out your ultimate attack, even right before Rising Rush is executed, let's say like you guys are in mid-range, not close range, but mid-range, Rising Rush is going to connect, right? The only way you're able to somewhat get around that is if you're in close range. Then, like, if you're able to activate your ultimate attack quick enough, you can bypass Rising Rush. But if you're in mid-range, it's not going to work. So with Gotenks, if you're in mid-range, even if, like, you know, circumstances may be dire or whatever the case may be, if you pop your ult first and then the opponent uses Rising Rush, you're landing your ult. So yeah, that's a pretty big deal, especially if the damage boost from this unit is going to get a massive buff, right? But only time will tell with that. Well, on top of that, I mean, we're getting this Zenkai, within the next few days, so that's probably going to be coming alongside, like, the big update. So again, we'll see how all of that works. But apart from all that though, again, his special move gets a buff, which is also a good thing because his special move is projectile based. So again, when it comes down to spacing, this unit is what you're going to be utilized to spacing, right? So yeah, special move gets a buff, ultimate attack is projectile based. His special skill is also projectile based. So again, when it comes down to spacing out your opponent, this unit is going to be him, right? Literally don't approach the opponent, and just space as much as you can because everything gets a boost. And then of course, like it's saying again, unlock all uniques to reduce enemy ki, which is already gonna be annoying. I mean, we already have units like that, like Zamasu and Pan. And then afterwards, steal a card slot if the health is below 50%, which is not bad. It limits your opponents, you know, to what, 3 cards max until that timer runs out. And you know, excluding like if you're trying to extend your combo. But at least it hinders a card slot, so that's not bad. But yeah, I don't think that this Gotenks sounds absolutely crazy per se in terms of what his Zenkai does, right? His kit when he released was really, really good. So I'm hoping that with the stat boosts that he gets, it will help out, right? I mean, this unit is old and his stats do not hold up in this meta whatsoever. So if they give him a really big boost, then maybe he can stand on his own 2 feet. However, I will say that even if for whatever reason he's not good, let's just say they just make him bad, like again, Gotenks, I think they handled that Zenkai poorly. I don't think that's a good unit whatsoever. But let's say they just make this unit like kind of bad, right? Or meh at best, right? At worst case, he's a bench unit, right? And there's pretty much a good way and a bad way they can go about the Zenkai ability. Now, again, obviously Gotenks is a hybrid. He's also a fusion warrior unit, and he's also Majin Buu Saga Z. So the good path, like the perfect path for this unit that I would see anyway, would be making him, or his Zenkai ability, a yellow and Majin Buu Saga Z. If they do that, then he boosts not only Ultra Super Vegito, but also Ultra Kid Buu. So that would be a really good bench unit by default, right? The okay path would be if they make his Zenkai ability yellow and Fusion Warrior. So that would mean obviously Kid Buu wouldn't get the Zenkai buff, but at least Vegito would. So there's still some sort of balance, right? And the worst path, which is still an entire possibility, and I'm really hoping it's not this, is that if they make him yellow and hybrids. If they make him yellow and hybrids, bro, throw this entire unit away. Like yellow and hybrids, or like yellow and Super Saiyan 3. Throw this entire unit away if that's what they decide to do. We do not need that happening. But some things tell me that it's probably gonna be either Fusion Warrior or hybrids, just because the fact that that's what he normally boosts. Well, no, then again, I mean, they really messed up Gotenks' Zenkai, where his Z abilities and his Zenkai abilities don't even correlate, like at all, apart from one unit, and that unit is outdated. So they could literally have his Zenkai ability not correlate at all in a sense, right? And then, you know, have his, for example, Z ability, Fusion Warrior, and hybrids, and then his Zenkai ability, yellow and Majin Buu Saga Z. They could definitely do that. I'm kind of hoping that's what they do, so at the very least he's a bench unit, but only time will tell. Regardless though, I am happy that this unit is getting a Zenkai, and again, he does come with an ability that no other unit in the entire game has, which is a projectile-based ultimate attack. So you can use it relatively safely if you want, right? It does have its upsides as well. But I do want to know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.